Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and how that might affect real estate going forward. I've received a couple of messages from you guys asking me to do a video on this, so I wanted to take the time to say thank you for watching for one, but also to do that video for you and hopefully shed a little light on how this could affect real estate. I'm Jeb Smith. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. So, how will the coronavirus affect real estate? So let's start for a minute and actually talk about what it is. So it's a respiratory infection, kind of like the flu. It's basically a different strain of the flu. It started in China. Now it's made its way to, I think, over 70, 80 locations, including the United States, where I think we've had one death out of 300 plus million people. But with that comes a lot of panic, a lot of things going on out there. I mean, if you've been watching the stock market dropped, 15% or so last week. And it's very, very volatile at the moment just because people don't really have a grasp on what is going on. There's a lot of panic, and a lot of it has to do with how fast news cycles. We got 24-hour news now, we got social media, we've got all of these different things playing in on this virus, and with that comes a lot of panic. And so with that said, let's talk about what's happened so far. So far with the real estate world, nothing has really been affected, right? We've been in a market with super low inventory, so available homes for sale have been very, very low. We've been in a market with very high demand, so a lot of buyers, not a lot of inventory, so it's been tilted. It's economics 101, where you've got a lot of demand, little supply, so it favors the sellers, right? It's been a seller's market. And with that, we've had very low interest rates. So with the low interest rates and high buyer demand, the market is really steamrolling ahead. I mean, we're having really the best start to the year that we've had in, say, the last 5 years. So the real estate market is doing very well. But on the other hand, the stock market is having a lot of ups and downs, a lot of people not sure what's going on. And so there's a lot of panic, a lot of people taking money out of the market because they don't know what's going to happen. And, locally at our Costco, at our grocery stores, people are buying up all the water, the toilet paper's gone, the paper towels are gone. It's like hysteria. And at the end of the day, again, it has a lot to do with overreaction on this sort of thing. But let's talk about a minute, because currently it hasn't affected the real estate market. At least not as far as I can see. But I have seen friends of mine on social media that do real estate in different parts of the country, different parts of California, and they've seen buyers back out of escrow. There have been buyers in escrow and they've decided to back out because of this. And it's not necessarily due to the coronavirus itself, but it has to do with the stock market, right? And cash and what's going to happen there. Because what happens is that panic happens with the unknown of the virus. So people pull their money out of the market. When the market goes down significantly like that, it affects people's retirement accounts. It affects people's, just the money that they have on the sidelines. And if people sell, then they're stuck with a loss and what have you. And so that panic sets into other areas of their life. So if they're in the process of maybe buying a house, if they're losing money in another area, they may say, hold on, I want to wait till things stabilize to see what's going on. So we've seen a little bit of that. Another thing that we really haven't seen the effects of, but we will likely see the effects of, so how the coronavirus will actually affect us here in the United States if this continues on for some period of time, if we don't get a cure sooner rather than later. New construction, right? Here in Orange County, Southern California, we don't have a ton of new construction. There is new construction, but it's not like other areas of the country, like, Boise, Idaho, and Fort Wayne, Indiana, and some of these areas where the market, they're just building. Here, we don't have the land, right? So we're kind of in a different scenario, but what happens is new construction will likely be impacted because 30 to 40% of building supplies come from China, right? And manufacturing in China has been affected by the coronavirus. And so with that effect, that 30 to 40% of building supplies will likely affect the new construction here in the United States. Well, part of the problem that we've had in the United States with regards to our real estate market is a shortage of inventory. And that has to go back, and that goes all the way back to like 2008, 2009. Once we had the financial crisis last time, they put restrictions on home builders. So home builders couldn't build at the pace that they were building because of those restrictions. And that kind of that's what started this whole cycle of shortage of inventory. Well, if this continues and it does affect new construction, it's going to affect more of those homes of that inventory, which is really going to put more of a strain on the market, right? And as long as interest rates stay low, which in theory they should, as of yesterday, the Federal Reserve lowered the Fed funds rate another 50 basis points, which was completely unexpected. And, side note, the Fed funds rate doesn't affect interest rates directly, but indirectly, interest rates should start to come down even more, right? I mean, I'm hearing mortgage brokers quote rates at 2.75% on jumbo loans. So interest rates are very, very low. So, if you have, there's a lot of people out there refinancing now, taking advantage of those lower rates. So if you have something over 3.5%, chances are you should probably talk to a lender about refinancing. You could save some money there. But with regards to buying a house, that's only going to help home buyers, with affordability. So the home buying should stay pretty stable with, assuming nothing crazy happens with the coronavirus, right? At the moment, we don't know what's going to happen. Nothing has really happened with regards to anything other than, say, the stock market, right? People have been sick. People have been infected with the virus. Locally, it's pretty uncommon, but there are areas where more people have been infected by the virus, and I think we've had one death, what have you. So it has affected some people, but for the majority of us, it's remained unaffected outside of, stocks and that sort of thing. So, the 30-year dropped below 1%. It's at its lowest level, I think, ever. So interest rates are low. That's going to help buyers. Our low inventory is going to continue because, again, it's not there. They can't build enough homes, and with the potential issues coming out of China with regards to manufacturing and building supplies, that's probably going to affect it. So you're going to have more of a strain on inventory. So a lot of buyers, less inventory, creates this fuel for a market to continue moving forward. I don't see anything that would change that. But if something does change, I will definitely do a video to update you on that, to keep you in the loop of, what could happen going forward. But as of now, again, if you're a buyer, rates are so low. You should, if you find the right house, make an offer. It is, the coronavirus isn't going to affect you in 2 years. It's if this is something that happens, this, epidemic, if you will, it should be contained within a period of time. And if you're planning on buying a house to live in for the next 5-7 years, who cares, right? I mean, you're never going to see rates this low again. Make that jump. If you're a seller, now's a great time to take advantage of the market. There's not a lot of people out there that are competing against you, for one, because there's no inventory. Secondly, you got a huge amount of buyers. They can afford more property now. Prices are willing to go up. There's a lot of multiple offers made, etc. So again, I haven't seen anything that would change that at the moment. But again, if something does change, I'm happy to put it out there to you. But again, thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for those who reached out to me, asked me to do the video. I appreciate it, again, you taking the time to watch. And, if you've made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again soon. That was an accident.